Coca-Cola Classic. Formulated in the late 19th century by pharmacist John Pemberton, this beverage established the fundamental flavor profile we now associate with cola. It originally relied on extracts from the cola nut for caffeine and coca leaves, though the modern recipe uses a complex blend of natural flavorings like vanilla, cinnamon, and citrus oils. The high fructose corn syrup or cane sugar provides a heavy, syrupy sweetness that balances the sharp carbonation. This foundational drink essentially built the global soft drink industry and remains the standard against which all other colas are measured. Pepsi. Developed just a few years after its primary rival, this drink was created by Caleb Bradham to be a digestive aid, originally dubbed Brad's Drink. It features a slightly sweeter, more citrus-forward flavor profile compared to its older counterpart. The carbonation level is often perceived as slightly less biting, making it feel smoother on the palate. Over the decades, its marketing heavily targeted younger demographics, framing itself as the choice of a new generation and cementing a permanent rivalry that shaped modern beverage advertising. Diet Coke. Introduced in the early 1980s, this was the first major brand extension of the Coca-Cola trademark. Instead of simply removing the sugar from the classic recipe, the company developed an entirely new flavor profile, specifically designed to work with artificial sweeteners like aspartame. The result is a lighter, crisper drink with a distinct metallic or artificial finish that many consumers actually grew to prefer over the original sugar-sweetened version. It completely revolutionized the low-calorie beverage market, proving that a diet soda could become a massive cultural phenomenon on its own. Diet Pepsi. Hitting the market in the 1960s, this actually predates its main competitor's diet offering by over a decade. It was designed to offer the familiar, sweeter taste of regular Pepsi, but without the caloric impact, initially utilizing saccharin before transitioning to aspartame and sucralose over the years. The flavor remains remarkably close to the original, maintaining that subtle citrus undertone while adjusting the sweetness matrix to compensate for the lack of actual sugar. Its early introduction helped normalize the concept of low-calorie sodas for mainstream consumers. Coke Zero Sugar. Created to bridge the gap between classic cola lovers and diet-conscious consumers, this beverage was engineered to mimic the exact taste of the original sugary version. While older diet sodas intentionally featured distinct, lighter flavor profiles, this drink utilizes a specific blend of artificial sweeteners to replicate the heavy, syrupy mouthfeel of high fructose corn syrup. It quickly gained massive popularity among younger demographics who wanted the traditional cola experience without the accompanying calories, gradually shifting the industry focus away from traditional diet labels entirely. Cherry Cola. Adding fruit syrup to fountain sodas was a long-standing tradition in mid-century American diners, before the major beverage companies started bottling the combination themselves. The addition of cherry flavoring provides a tart, fruity contrast to the deep caramel notes of the traditional cola base. This variant proved incredibly successful because the sharp cherry notes naturally complement the inherent cinnamon and vanilla spices already present in the recipe. It established a blueprint for flavored colas that remains highly popular today. Vanilla Cola. This variation leans heavily into the dessert-like qualities of the original beverage. By amplifying the vanilla notes that are naturally present but usually subdued in a standard cola, the drink takes on a smoother, almost creamy mouthfeel. The added sweetness rounds out the harshness of the carbonation, creating a richer, more indulgent drinking experience. First popularized by nostalgic soda jerks, bringing it to the mass market allowed companies to offer a comforting, familiar twist on their flagship products. Clear Cola. Emerging during a major marketing fad in the early 1990s, beverages like Crystal Pepsi attempted to capitalize on a cultural shift toward perceived purity and health. Manufacturers removed the traditional caramel coloring that gives cola its dark brown hue, resulting in a completely transparent liquid that tasted exactly like standard cola. The cognitive dissonance of drinking a clear liquid with a heavy spiced flavor profile proved too unusual for most consumers at the time. Despite a short shelf life, it remains a fascinating case study in how visual presentation heavily influences our perception of taste. Caffeine-free cola. Recognizing that a significant portion of consumers wanted to enjoy a carbonated beverage in the evening without disrupting their sleep, manufacturers removed the stimulant that originally gave the drink its purpose. The extraction process is careful to leave the complex flavor molecules intact, ensuring the spiced caramel taste remains untouched. While it lacks the slight bitterness that caffeine naturally imparts, most drinkers cannot tell the difference. It caters strictly to the desire for the familiar cola flavor, separated completely from its historical role as an energy booster. Artisanal cola. As mass-produced sodas dominated the global market, small-batch brewers began creating craft alternatives focused on premium ingredients. These variations often return to the historical roots of the beverage, using actual cola nut extract, real cane sugar, and natural botanicals like lavender, nutmeg, and coriander. The resulting liquid is usually less sweet and significantly more complex, offering an earthy, herbal profile that challenges the modern palate's expectation of what a soda should be. They represent a growing consumer desire for authenticity and traditional brewing methods in an otherwise heavily industrialized market.